Namaste. A warm welcome to each and every one of you to my episode 5. Episode 5 on the talk of Ravan. I hope you all are doing fine and thank you for being part of my conversation and following it. I truly enjoyed the feedback I'm getting from all of you. As I promised you, I would be speaking about Ravan. As I'm speaking about it, we spoke about his bad phase, we spoke about the good qualities, and I also spoke about the Ravan Samhita. As I spoke about it, I promised you that today I would give a little glimpse into it for you to understand what Ravan Samhita is and what to expect out of what are we looking at and things like that. So when I'm talking about Ravan Samhita, before I get into the details of it, what's in it, Lord Shiva once walked into Ravan's home, or rather palace, and Ravan was, pretty leisure, and he was just lying down and resting. So when he saw Lord Shiva walk in, he was stunned, and he quickly got onto his feet and quickly went and gave his due respect to Lord Shiva, and welcomed him home and apologized that when Lord Shiva came, Lord Shiva found him lying down. So he apologized, asked forgiveness. So Lord Shiva turned around and said that it's okay for him to be this way, being a human and going through these processes of what it is, it's very difficult. So saying that, then Lord Shiva said that now we all know him as a demon, but Lord Shiva addressed him as a human. That's because of his father, who was a sage, Vishrava. So then Lord Shiva further went on to say, I reveal a secret to you, and encouraged him and spoke to him. So that's when he spoke, and he said that when he started giving him, he gave him certain points from which Ravan has written the Ravan Samhita and things like that. The first thing that Lord Shiva told him is, a man should never blow out a burning lamp. But if I literally look at it to the point where it says a man should never blow out a burning lamp, it's so beautiful. Not only do I see it literally, where you don't go out and blow out a burning lamp, which all of us, I'm sure, grown up listening to our grandparents telling us, when a lamp is burning, don't blow it out. But it also indicates that do not ruin someone's life. When someone is happy or someone's doing something, without knowing the facts, do not go there and do not mess that person's life or put that person through a difficulty or a situation. So it's a beautiful thought which was shared by Lord Shiva, where he says, do not burn out a burning lamp. An interesting fact, truly, if you speak about it. The next thing that he said is that when you are fasting, the deity you are fasting for resides in your body. So when you fast, you need to take care of your body with due respect and should I say devotion, because the deity resides within you, which again is a beautiful thought. Often we do things, and we do many times people are caught in the fear. Many times people are so caught with various things, but here Lord Shiva has so beautifully explained it to Ravan that it's understandable that you need to take care and be respectful of your body, because the deity is going to be residing in the body at the time when you're fasting and praying to this energy. An interesting fact, if you ask me, I'm honestly picking up so many wonderful things that it impresses me to know the kind of secrets that were revealed by Lord Shiva to Ravan. He further goes on saying that in all the metals, copper is supposed to be the purest form, and if one bathes with copper, it's as good as bathing in the Ganges, the river Ganges, which is also an important aspect, because for many of us in India, we consider the river Ganges as a holy river, and taking a dip in it, it clearly shows that we can purify and cleanse ourselves of all the kind of sins that we have committed over our lifetime. So it's an important aspect to be looking at. He further speaks about the point that if somebody comes up to you and asks for something, it could be a stranger, it could be a known person, learn to respect what's being asked. And it's okay to get, like, if somebody comes and asks for food, be open and be ready to give them the food and to give them whatever they ask for without any kind of thought process or fear or resistance in you, which is really important again. And then he tells Ravan that any work done in the name of Narayana is always shown as no blame will be given to you, because you're doing the work in the name of God. He further speaks about the point where while you're eating, don't unnecessarily talk. But if you need to talk, do not talk ill talks about other people. Learn to respect the food you eat. I strongly believe that this is a very powerful message for each and every one of us, because we are so caught in our conversations, especially if we've had a bad day. We are all out to be talking ill and saying that, this person did this and they did that, and I'm upset, I'm angry. Not only we are putting in food in our system with anger, which harms us and destroys us, we are also creating so much of negative energy with the conversation that we are having at the time of a meal. At the time of a meal, it should be a beautiful, sacred moment, because you're bringing in energy into your body, which is going to nourish you and give you the energy to move forward in life. So it's an important aspect. As per me, this is my take on it. I would love to hear what you all have to say though. And then he talks about a man should not have or speak ill about other women, which also is, I feel in today's time, it's needed. Though each one have their own thoughts. It's a debatable topic, and if I have to move into speaking about this, I think we need to have a totally different context of conversation completely. So it is interesting. It is interesting to see what Lord Shiva told Ravan. He further speaks about that a man who sits idle from morning to night, doing nothing, but so just sitting in his home, chances are he's going to lose his wealth. It is a known factor. You can't just sit and do nothing and expect money to come to your wealth. To come to your wealth is going to stay with you. You're bound to lose everything that you have gained. You have to have respect. You need to earn. You need to move forward. You need to acknowledge a lot of things. I just love the concepts of how Lord Shiva, in very simple terms, he has expressed his views and shared certain aspects with Ravan, which Ravan has in turn brought it out into the Ravan Samhita. It's important to know how these things are essential for us. These were just like simple principles which he spoke about. But if you actually look at it, it is so important for you and me to be imbibing it in our life. Because we tend to forget the simplicities of life and we complicate everything, from our relationships to every aspect of our behavior. We have complicated and made it so difficult that we don't know what to do with our life. So on hearing these secrets, Ravan was a little disturbed. He didn't understand, and he was a little contemplative as to why is Lord Shiva saying these things to me, and what does this mean, and how to kind of accept it. So Lord Shiva says the one who understands this and reads this, he will get the kind of grace and protection he needs from me, and guidance, which is again very important. And he further goes on saying, if somebody asks for food, do not ignore that person, which is very important. Food is something that should be shared with everyone. And also sometimes if you have guests at home, or you've taken food somewhere and there are a couple of people sitting around you, it's worth it to take the food and share it with everybody, even if you're just going to get a piece of roti or bread or a morsel of rice left for you. The more you share, the more blessings you get your way, which is really beautiful and interesting if you look at it. He also further says that when you fulfill the request of others, you have the blessings and virtue coming your way. And he urges, saying that never beg, borrow, or steal. Of course, we have grown up with these principles and things like that, but nevertheless, we often come into places where we need to be reminded that do not go and beg for something, you don't need to borrow something, and at the same time, you don't need to steal. Learn to be happy with what you have, no matter how difficult your life is getting. It's okay, at times you need to go through certain things because there are lessons to be learning. I just love this simplicity with how Lord Shiva has explained these to Ravan. He says that you have to respect each person for who they are. And also he speaks about the point that you need to understand what they are thinking and what they are going through before you come to your own conclusions about what the person's life is about. He also says that a person who criticizes his own family and clan, then how will he be able to face his own son? Sometimes it's very easy to condemn our family, talk ill about somebody, not realizing that our son also comes into the same lineage, or a child, a daughter comes into the same lineage. If you look at the way it's been expressed, I just love the way he talks about it. He talks about the point that do not hurt your tribe, which is also important for us in its own ways. Backstabbing is quite common. Many of us have gone through it. And here the tribe doesn't just mean to say your own family. It could be a tribe which is your workplace, the tribe which is your family, your community, your circle of friends. It could be anything. So we are in a constant process where we are hurting people or doing something wrong. If I have to go on talking about it, it's a lot. But anyway, on that note, so with these kind of simple ideas and simple rules and secret, a lot was shared with Ravan. And Ravan further brought all this into Ravan Samhita. And also he wrote chapters on astrology and other various things pertaining to Ayurveda and things like that. So in a simple way, I've just summarized some of the important points which really touched my heart and was important for me. And I hope it kind of touched your heart and you have something to be sharing with me about this. On that note, I finished my today's conversation. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and I shall be speaking about the Shiva Tandava Stotram, the meaning about it. So until then, I thank you for coming and thank you for being part of this live session and kind of listening to the talk, and I thank you for the feedback. Everything that I'm receiving, it's keeping me motivated. Thank you. I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you. Namaste.